What's going on, guys? Again, shirtless because it's 8 billion degrees outside. We went from getting like rain every day to nothing all of a sudden. Go figure. But I'm out here in the garage, per usual. We're working on the MR2 here today. I've got some things to do on the Supra. Trying to get this thing ready. Last time I spoke to you guys, I was working on this MAC valve here. Now I shortened up the bracket some. But there's a gentleman, I don't know what his actual name is, but his name is TT in my soup on Instagram. Said he was burning up the MAC valves being here, but now he was doing a ton of roll racing events and doing lap after lap, and he said he would burn them up. There's quite a few other Supra owners putting them there, so I'm gonna test it out. If it does burn up, they're like 18, 19 bucks shipped to your door for a MAC valve. Now some people are gonna say, well, the ones I saw from AEM are $100. Well, don't buy the one from AEM for $100, it has an AEM sticker on it. Just buy a MAC valve, that's all it is. They're just literally relabeling it. There's nothing special they're doing inside. They're slapping a label and going, send me $100. It's like the biggest gimmick on earth. I don't understand it, but it is. So hopefully that does last. If it doesn't, I'll come up with another method to fix it. But what we're doing today is working on the MR2 here. The wheels should be here shortly. I'm still kind of, well, for lack of better words, pissed off. The wheels should have been here about a week and a half ago, and they're still not here yet. And again here today, they did not call me, so I'm actually about to call them again here and see what they say.
In order for us to assist you more efficiently, please have your order number and your first and last name ready.
So currently waiting on Discount Tire to answer right now. This is getting a little frustrating. This is third day. They said, yep, they'll be here. Nope, they didn't show up. Nope, they didn't show up. I better not miss. Oh, I can't miss Bear Mountain. I'll take the Supra if I have to, but.
Hi, my name is David. I'm also one of
this is what you keep getting. Anyways, let's get back to working on the car. All right, so what I need to do is get down on my creeper here, do some creepy shit. All right, so we got my down pipe, mid pipe I should say. God damn, there's a lot of oil down here. So if you guys can see this plastic here, gets in the way of the filter. This isn't meant for this Gen 3 motor. The filter on the Gen 2s are up, so this is always a bitch to do. So Ty said he never puts these back on. For some reason, they did. I mean, I get why to a point, but everyone else I talk to doesn't run one, so I plan on removing it. And yeah, and I'm also going to cut it back some, so cut it from like here back, and yeah, just let her eat. All right, so I went ahead and cut things up here, guys. So this shield here, I was gonna remove it completely, but I get why it's there, and I know a lot of guys say they run it and there's no issues. I get that 100%, but this is where the wheel is spinning. Debris comes off of that, could get there. I understand it's tucked back behind there. The chances of it happening are very, very, very minimal, but I'd rather not take the chance, so I trimmed it up so it is, and it's there pretty sturdily. I would take some serious wind to rip it off. There's 2 bolts up above holding it on, but I wanted to cut it so I can get better access to my filter here. I cut the trimmed it down there. So before I was trying to have to shove my hand up in there. It was always a pain in the ass, or I have to drop all the panels, which shouldn't have to do, especially for someone like myself who's always changing the oil. So it's just much easier to do it this way, and I'm sweaty as fuck right now. It's like 8 billion degrees outside per usual. Still working on this. Still waiting. Got a couple big things coming for this car. Also, the Supra is going to be getting a lot more just typical winter stuff. I'm trying to hold off so I give you guys plenty of content through the winter. Last winter I really slacked. This winter I plan on giving you content the whole way through it this year. Do things a little bit differently. This will be getting a VRF turbo kit, an intake manifold, link ECU, the works, looking for around 350, 360 wheel on a stock motor. Trying to keep a simple but cool build. Almost mimicking in a way Johnny, if you know who he is. He's a pretty famous Instagram MR2 guy. I don't know. He's who I look up to when I think of like MR2 cleanliness. The car was built by TCS Motorsports and was done right. So that's what I'm going for in this. A very clean but simple look. Make a little bit more boost, make a little bit more power, but keep it reliable. Now for this, it's constantly changing. So let me explain. So for this, we're gonna be doing a lot of cosmetics. We're gonna be doing a lot of powder coating. That's gonna be going away. I'm gonna do like a gold theme on that, or I'm gonna match it, either do the top secret gold there or match that to the blue there, and just to give it some contrast, something that's different in the engine bay. But the turbo will be going black. All the intercooler piping will be going gloss black. I'll be ceramic coating the turbo housing there. I won't run a turbo blanket, and let me explain. As of right now, I don't want to run a turbo blanket. I've always seen, you know, yes, your turbo will spool better. The more heat you can hold into it, it'll spool better. But recently had a friend have his turbo catch on fire running 93 octane because the EGTs went too high and caught the blanket on fire. That was running a PTP turbo blanket, which is like a $300 blanket, supposed to be the best of the best, and it still caught on fire. We think that's what it was. Now looking at it, I just recently fixed on his car. It had a little bit of a leak. I put a crush washer on it and no longer smokes from that leak. So that could have been it, but he ran it for like a year and it never had an issue. And then just when he switched to 93, the day he switched to 93, it caught on fire. Could it be a coincidence? Sure. But we don't know, so I'm going with the latter and saying like, yeah, it's most likely because the EGTs. So I don't want to mess with that, and I'd rather just ceramic coat it for now black and just keep it clean and simple. And that should help keep the EGTs, or not just the EGTs, but the temperature under the hood down a little bit. We'll do it per usual. I get a new catch can every year, just what I do. What I'm gonna do this year is keep something similar, but I wanna move it back some, get rid of moving the tab here. I wanna move the tab to the center here, so it's actually not bolting from the top, but there's 2 bolt holes under here. I'm gonna have a bracket made and then bolt to that on top. Keep this drilled hole look, and then move this down, and I want the can to actually follow the lines of this, so it hides all this here from the top. Powder coat that black then, and be done there. But it's just very simple, very basic stuff, guys. Nothing too crazy. The only thing that will happen is there's a gentleman in Canada who is interested in the R154 for this. If he buys the R154, I will be going T56. Again, the power level so far, it's been going 2 years, and it's been holding great. I mean, when I mean great, like it's been perfect for me, so I can't really complain with the R154 at the power level I'm at. But I would like to go something different, maybe try a little bit more power, maybe. I run out of room every time I try to say I'm gonna go more power, every time I race the car in Mexico. Next thing you know, there's a turn, there's a car, and I'm out of room. So, you know, it's one of those things, I don't know how far I want to push it, and is it really going to be that enjoyable? All right, good morning, guys, good morning. So it's actually the other day now, as you can tell, wardrobe change. It's actually Saturday now. Time to work on the Supra. I've got to change out the gear fluid, which just came in. So I just got in my OS Giken gear fluid here. This is supposed to get rid of the clunking issue I've been having. So I'm going to be swapping this out. I'll jack up the car here. The problem is I need to borrow some of the jack stands because the car that should have been done is not done. Discount Tire is starting to really let me down here. I'm waiting for my wheels and tires on them still. They should have been here over a week ago. Well, the wheels got messed up, etc. Yeah, so we're still waiting on that. Another thing that came in is this AEM Iat sensor. Let's open this up. So this is your AEM Iat. Now, technically, I didn't even need to get a new Iat sensor, but I might as well replace the stock one because this comes with a fitting and everything else. And because I do have an AM Infinity, literally all I have to do is go in the drop-down wizard. Once I get this in the car and repin it, all I got to do is go in the drop-down wizard and say I'm running an AM Iat sensor, and boom, done. That's it. Like I literally have to do nothing else. So I'll disconnect the stock one here, run the wires down. I'm gonna have to take the intercooler piping off on this side. I want them to redo the cold side altogether and get that fixed. But while I'm at it, I've been running this 4-inch intercooler for a while, and it has worked just fine. But if you guys can see the big black empty holes on the side? Just kind of kills the look. So I'm looking at finding a new proper intercooler. Currently looking at an ETS intercooler, so if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Something to maybe not break the bank. ETS is a little pricey for where I want to go. 4 to 5 inch. I'm running a 4-inch now, and it will suffice realistically. A good 4-inch is all you need. So I was looking, Treadstone I guess had one that works, but if you guys have any suggestions that will fill that gap nicely for me, or if you have anyone that makes any, let me know. I've also went to Advanced Auto and got this suction gun pump. Now I've never used this style. I've always used the pump, like literally with like a handle and you pump the fluid out. But the guy over the counter said this is what he always used when he worked at Toyota. He was an old guy who retired there a few years ago. He said this is what he was always using. The ones I always used were plastic, and this one's metal too. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how well this works. But first things first, we need to drain the fluid out of this, and I gotta find jack stands. All right, guys, so my buddy Colt was kind enough to bring over some stands for me. So I'm gonna try and get this drain plug out. If you guys can see it, before I drop it in the oil there, right there at the bottom. I'll just use an arrow. But yeah, I'm gonna try and break this loose real quick. Oh, that's what I noticed or whatever. It's fucking awesome that you guys are able to tag team shit like that. Oh, you bitch. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna try, see if I can get this cap off. Try using this new, I put gear on just so I don't mix it up down the road. This is supposed to be a pump. You just suck it up in and then push it up inside. This should make it easier instead of using a hand pump. So I'm gonna give this a shot here. I mean, it's a pretty basic setup. It either sucks fluid in or it doesn't. I mean, that's on there tight. All right, guys, so I didn't record a whole lot besides me dumping the oil out, but I got the OS Giken fluid in now. So, OS 250R, this is supposed to get rid of the clunkiness that I was having. Colt was with me that day, Colt, and the helper here. Thank you both very much. Brindley, thank you very much for all your help, sweetheart.
Wave.
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 She's not having it.
Wave.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. So I'm gonna put the car back down here, guys. Yeah, should be good to go. Hopefully this gets rid of the clunkiness. The first time I actually had it, I was with Colt, and it's pretty abrupt, especially at low speed. So I'm hoping that this fixes the issue. Well, unfortunately, since it is raining outside, I'm not able to actually drive the car and test it, which is kind of sucky, shitty, whatever you want to say. I was really looking forward to actually testing it, doing the figure eight to get the fluid through the packs itself to clutch stop, so yeah, whatever. I just really wanted to test drive it and get it going. Sucks because of the weather, and then this is obviously irritating me. I still haven't heard back from Discount Tire. I've left them 2 voicemails now. I'm starting to actually get concerned. You know, it started out with really good customer service, and now it's getting to the point that, you know, they're not even returning my phone calls. You know, I paid for a product, they've already taken the money, and I don't have it. So I'm really starting to get angry with them at this point. Hopefully this gets finished up. I want to get more videos of this car back out again before I tear it apart. So I'd like to get a little bit of driving time, get some videos with it so I can compare it to after I finish the car after this winter and building it. Same with this, you know, I really want to get a good driving impression of the new Diff and kind of go over that and give you guys a real review after, you know, I did the 500 mile review, the 1,000 mile, and now with the OS Giken fluid, I want to see if it gets rid of all the clunkiness from the clutch pack slipping and everything or trying to grip in there. The Mocho oil just was great for break-in pretty much, even though the OS Giken itself technically does not need break-in. They ask you after 500 to 1,000 miles to swap out the fluid, so that's what I'm calling the break-in period. They said there is, you know, just like anything, there's gonna be small debris, whatever, in the clutch pack's breaking in or whatever. When I did take the drain plug out, there was like a dusting on it or whatever. I just shouldn't say dusting because there's obviously fluid, but like when you wiped it, nothing was solid. Like it absorbed all into the rag, but obviously since it's a magnetic plug, there was actually like, I guess, metal shavings or debris on it, just very faintly, nothing crazy. And it came right off and it just kind of went into the rag itself. So I guess that's what they were speaking about, which I guess would make sense because when you manufacture or even assemble anything, there's gonna be things like that. But that all being said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in today. Also, big thank you for the help reaching to 10,000 followers on Instagram. Thank you guys very much. And we get that sweet swipe up feature now. If you guys aren't already, go over, check out the Pure Function Instagram page. As you guys can see here, I actually had some stickers made for car shows, since I'm always getting asked, you know, what's my Instagram handle when they're taking pictures of the car. This sure makes it a lot easier. So thank you guys very much. Also, go check out the Pure Function website. We've got new hats, shirts, all sorts of cool stuff in there. Key tags, I've got a few left. Go buy them while you still can. Thank you guys very much, and I will talk to you later. Peace!